Let's talk about a six-step miracle. Hey, I'm Eddie Lawrence, and here's today's devotional thought. In Mark chapter 7, verses 31 through 37, Jesus has left Tyre and Sidon, and he's now in Decapolis near the Sea of Galilee, and they bring to him a man who's deaf and has a speech impediment. And they're pleading with Jesus, if you'll just touch him, they're needing a miracle. And so as we read the rest of this, Jesus then does a series of things. At the end, the man gets his miracle. He's able to hear and he's able to talk. Now, I'm not teaching a formula here today. I'm just wanting us to break this apart and think about the different things Jesus did in this situation. Don't really believe in formulas. Jesus only did what he saw the Father doing, so every person's unique, every situation's unique, and Jesus just followed the Holy Spirit, and that's what we need to do. We don't think it's our formulas that cause things to happen. It's the power of God. Now, look what Jesus did. First of all, he took the man away from the multitude, ministered to him in a more private setting. There's some reasons for that, but I want to move through these quickly. The second thing, he put his fingers in the man's ear. Remember, he's deaf, and they're pleading with him, if you'll just touch him. So he puts his fingers in the man's ears. And then it says he spat and touched his tongue. And, you could look at it two different ways. Did Jesus touch his tongue? No, I believe he touched the man's, on the man's tongue. And it says after that, Jesus looked to heaven, and then he said, be opened. And immediately the man began to hear, and he began to speak without an impediment. He may have been a stutterer. He may have had a real difficult time, so to speak, in speaking. But Jesus cleared all that up. So, again, what happened? He drew him aside from the multitude, put his fingers in his ears, he spat, he touched his tongue, he looked to heaven, and he said, be open. Those are the sequence of things that Jesus did. And I found it interesting, particularly where it says, after he touched the man in those ways, connecting with the man couldn't understand what he was saying. He couldn't hear. He might could read the lips. But Jesus touched the man, and he looked to heaven, and it's like, it's clear, hey, what's happening is the Father above is doing this. And he looks up, and then he says, be opened. Now, that be open is a command. He's speaking to the muteness. He's speaking to the deafness, and it has to give way. And the man begins to hear, and the man begins to speak. So, think on these things, as we're ministering to people. That may sound, well, that's kind of bizarre, spitting and touching the tongue. Yeah, you have to be careful with those kind of things. Proof's in the pudding. Jesus did that because he was led to do it that way in that situation. It's amazing. Jesus is amazing. The healing power, the saving power, the freeing power of the gospel are amazing. And the fact that we get to partner with the Lord to share Christ with others, what an amazing privilege it is. God bless you. Thanks for spending this time with me today and passing it on to other people in all the ways you can do that. I really appreciate it. Blessings.